Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nuriat Lamboze, third year SHO. I'm going to talk about management of measles complication. So, I'm going to talk about management of measles first, and we all know the management of measles is generally supportive. So initially, whatever the patient is suffering from is what we are going to treat. If the patient has a temperature, then you're going to manage it with antibiotics. Then you are going to give children vitamin A on the first day, then the second day, and then 2 to 3 weeks later. That is according to the WHO recommendation. And as done by several studies, it shows that measles, vitamin A reduces mortality and morbidity in children who have measles. So, and these are the doses for less than 6 months. You give 50,000 per day for 2 doses, then you repeat another dose 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, then 6 to 11 months, you're going to give them 100 international units, 100,000 international units. And then for above 1 year, you're going to give them 200 international units. And the babies who are breastfeeding, children, because we get cases of children under 9 months who have measles as well, so you have to encourage breastfeeding and also ensure adequate hydration. So the oral thrush, usually they develop, so you can give the statin syrup or muconazole gel as well. And then management of complications now. For the GI complications, in case of the diarrhea, you have to maintain good hydration. If the child if the child has malnutrition, of course you're going to use Diaresmol. And if the child does not have malnutrition, you're going to use our usual or rehydration salts. But if the child has severe dehydration, in that case you're going to have IV rehydration. And then for the gingivostomatitis, where I went from, they were talking about giving paracetamol and penicillin, though in our setting I haven't seen it being used. Then the respiratory tract infection, this could be bronchopneumonia, the LTB, laryngotracheal bronchitis, which is a little rare these days, bronchiolitis and bronchiectasis, then otitis media. Here we can give IV antibiotics. For the LTB, usually the treatment is steroids, but in children with measles, we cannot give steroids. So usually we give azithromycin, and then we continue other supportive management. And then for the ocular management, you can have keratitis, corneal ulceration, then conjunctivitis. These ones, vitamin A is going to cover that. Sometimes we also give the tetracycline. Then the neurological complication, we actually talked about the encephalitis, subacute sclerosing panencephalitis. This one's also the management is usually supportive, where I was reading, because they talked about, they were talking about, like in SSPE, they were talking about giving carbamazepine for the seizures, but they said the prognosis is usually very poor. At the end of the day, you find that most of them die off, and this one happens 7 to 10 years after the infection. And then the renal failure, like in our case, so it can depend on the cause. If it's a pre-renal failure, that is if the child presents with diarrhea and vomiting, then you of course you have to food management, and then afterwards you manage the renal problem, just like we did. You have to do the weight monitoring, you have to restrict the fluids, then you have to correct the hyperkalemia, you have to do dietary restriction, and if there are any hematological problems like the ones that our patients had, like anemia, we give erythropoietin, because we don't, that is the recommended, like my consultant said, and also we want to avoid hyperkalemia. And then hepatitis, it is supportive management. So we avoid the hepatotoxic drugs, and also we keep monitoring the function test. Then the severe acute malnutrition, you also manage according to the malnutrition protocol. You can give F75 if there is dehydration. If there is dehydration, then you can add Diaresmol. Oh, thank you.